Good morning, sixth grade. Mr. A here. I'm excited to get into our next lesson here. I'm going to pray and then we're going to jump right into it. Lord God, thank you so much for this day. Thank you so much for these students. We continue to pray for all those people that are battling the coronavirus, Lord, right now, that you're with them, that you continue to bring them to a deeper understanding of you. Thank you so much for all the healthcare workers and all the teachers and um, all the grocery store workers and all those people, even our president and all those making decisions. Continue to be with them as they seek to make good decisions. In your name, amen. All right. So we are with core lesson 3, pages 360 to 361, and 362 to 363. This is a very interesting lesson. So the War of 1812, you thought the war was over with Britain, right? I mean, America's a new country. We're growing, and all of a sudden, we're back to war with, you guessed it, the Redcoats, Britain. So what happened was Thomas Jefferson and James Madison are kind of the people we're looking at right now. James Madison was elected president in 1808. Thomas Jefferson, we just talked about, kind of wanted to stay away, getting involved in some battles. So was very against any battles, was for being neutral. However, at the time, Britain had a very powerful navy. And what they would do is they would go and try to the British Navy. They would try to raid the American Navy ships to get back some British sailors that were getting paid by the Americans to sail with them. They were making more money by working for the American Navy. But what happened was when they raided the ship, they actually took some of the American sailors with them. All right. So this was called British impressment. British sailors capturing American sailors and making them to serve the British, right? So you had these guys called the Warthawks, very angry at this. Obviously, I'm sure you'd be angry too, but they're part of Congress, and they were very angry about the fact, and let me move this so you can see it there. Okay, cool. So they were congressmen calling for war because they were very angry at this impressment going on, but they also were angry at the fact that the British were urging these American Indians to fight against the colonists, and they were actually aiding them. They were giving them money, they were giving them support, and so they were aiding them in this fight against the colonists. So, what you're going to see here is the Battle of Tippecanoe essentially started the War of 1812. Sorry that didn't work there. I thought I put it in some red ink, but it didn't work out. So the Battle of Tippecanoe essentially started the War of 1812. Why? Well, because they were the American Indians fighting against the colonists here. And what happened was there was a bunch of fighting going on. And then what happened was they went back to Canada. They retreated. The American Indians retreated back to Canada. And because they retreated back to their allies, right, they essentially brought back the British into the war with them, as well as their Canadian allies. So on June 18th, 1812, right, Congress declared war against Britain. So now we are right back to where we started. So a bunch of battles ensue. One of the biggest battles that the American people make a huge victory at was the Battle of Lake Champlain. And basically, because of that war, it forced British commanders to return to Canada and give up on their war efforts to invade